Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Wil. We have a interesting ship to share, very opinionated on the Princess Star. But before you hear our various opinions about the Princess Star, please be sure you share, subscribe, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. And want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. Thank you to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring this Wanderlust Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Nick.
Happy Wednesday, Wil. Hello, winners. How are you doing today?
Hey. So this will be a two-part episode because we went on the Princess Star, its inaugural sailing, which was very cool, as part of the Dream Vacations conference. But today we're going to focus mainly on the ship. Next episode, we'll talk more about the conference. And yes, we got little crystals. They're big crystals. They're quite heavy.
Yeah.
On that one. That was the first time I was ever on a first ever sailing of a ship, which was really cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was a great experience. I'm fortunate to have done that 2 times before, but it's the first time we received something like that. Normally you receive like a pins or or a hat or something like that. But here they went all in, and it was like a really nice stuff that every single person in the sailing were receiving. So it's pretty cool. They treat us very well, Princess, about those things. So that's cool.
Yeah. No, that was a very nice surprise. And they had little gifts like the flops
Daily.
with the little duck. You know, I had a little duck in there and that. And by the way, that's going to be a Christmas gift for somebody that gets regifted.
I think there is a couple of things that you can regift from the last 2 weeks.
And I will. I'm not too ashamed to do it.
Why? Why not?
Hey, they don't know. You know, it's a thought that counts.
I guess now they know.
Not after listening. Yeah.
Oh, I received those slippers. At least a good way to know who's listening.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll find out. But it was really obviously being the first ever sailing. Like, it was beautiful in terms of everything was sparkling clean. Everything smelled fantastic. I mean, it was a beautiful layout or beautiful ship as a whole. But you've been on far more cruise lines than I have. So why don't you take the honors and kind of share like your thoughts about Princess in general, and then you can narrow it to the Star.
I think it's perfect that we are both co-hosts on this. I mean, all the time, but definitely on this specific episode because we come from different perspectives. You know, like I said, I sailed so much, and you sailed less, and maybe not less, but less brand. So it's good for you to see the difference between Princess and that. And I know you go soon on Virgin, and I know you did Royal numerous times. So it will allow you to understand a little bit better which cruise line you like best, and then share your perspective. Because if you ask 5 person, they will, majority of the time, they will have different opinion because not everybody like the same thing. So I want to emphasize that what I said or what you said is based off of our experience. We try to be very fair, and like we don't have bias because as a travel agency, we sell all different vendors. So we love our client, Princess client, we love our Royal client, we love our Silver Sea client, etc. But I have to be honest. My first impression when I came in, and if you guys listen to the MSC one, it's similar. My first impression was like, oh, not because it's not gorgeous, not because everything, like everything looks pretty amazing, like from the on the eye, but it was extremely. I felt claustrophobic when I first got in. So it's low ceiling. I'm 6'8" again. I felt like I was gonna hit my head everywhere. And that's not a good feeling. I had the same feeling in the beginning with MSC. But the big issue I had with the ship, and I start with that. Usually I start with all the great thing. I start with that because it's so flagrant for me. It was no flow in the ship. Zero flow. I felt zero flow. Like you have 1 or 2 places where it's actually open for more than 1 deck. Like normally when you go on ships, it can be like big ships like the Royal Caribbean one, the MSC one, the Norwegian one. It can be luxury ship like Regent, Silver Sea, and all that. When you go, you always have like a a promenade kind of feel. Maybe not as high as those new Royal ship when it's like
Yeah, like
12 deck
World.
high, but you always have a feeling like you can breathe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that feeling on Princess Star. I mean, Princess Star, because again, they're all different. But Princess Star didn't have that feeling. They're like that area when you have like 4 or 5 deck up that is gorgeous. When you have like a round area, when you have a huge screen, you have DJ, you have like a violinist there doing music most of the day, and then you have the restaurants there, the pizzeria, the different specialty dining, sushi and stuff next to the casino. That's you can breathe there.
Yes.
But when you have to go from the aft to the forward, so it means from the front to the back, you need to go through the staterooms. And I found it so obnoxious. So I'm like, we are in the right decks, deck number 6 or 7, or whatever you think. I need to go on the other side, or you have to take a lift and go from the top and go back down, or you have to go through the staterooms. So when you walk the staterooms, which is super narrow, and of course, as a tall, big guy, I always feel like, I mean, actually, I didn't feel, I hit my head a couple of times. But you have tons of people. So you walk and everybody have to walk that same direction. It felt very awkward. I think it's a miss there. But again, there are a lot of positive also. So for me, and I'll give you the ball after that. For me, the positive were the look and feel is really gorgeous. You have like that main area, like I mentioned, like that's gorgeous. You have the stairs are like pretty looking, like diamond. So you have the chandelier and stuff like that. It's so long and beautiful in the only area they can put it, because the only area that's like multi-deck.
That was it.
But it's gorgeous. And then the buffet. I thought it was the best buffet at sea I ever had. Personally.
Yes.
So buffet-wise, like the food was outstanding for a buffet.
Yeah.
Like it's literally the best buffet at sea that I experienced myself. I'm over 35 cruise, and it's literally the best. So they have new things daily. They have they have a few who are the same every day, but you have like different things coming every day. And as well, and it's delicious. I didn't have one bad dish. They have dessert with like outstanding. I remember I had a vanilla pudding. Forgot exactly the name of it, but it was delicious. You have some cakes. I'm not a big cake guy, but the cakes were like a lot of flavor, not dry. Normally those buffets super dry, everything. It was not. The lasagna, I'm a big lasagna fan. It was outstanding lasagna, definitely for a buffet. So I have to say it's great. They also have pick and go kind of things, which I like. I know Virgin has the same kind of things as well. But you literally go, you pack. It's in a plastic bag stuff, and you can go to the pool or to the beach if you go off the ship, or to the stateroom and keep that there and eat when you're hungry. So I really like that. The fact that they come serve you what you want. I know majority of ship does that, but here I feel like there's more people doing that. So the service was outstanding. They come, they want to make sure that you have everything you need, and then they bring it to you. So I will stop here and give you the ball, and then we can continue.
No, it's all good. Same impression. So I'll kind of touch on some of the things you did, and then share a few different things. Totally agree. When you enter into that ship, it just feels like you're getting into a very small corridor. I almost got like a high school feel, like I was entering into the high school, and you're just kind of shoulder to shoulder, low ceilings. I didn't like that either. Definitely did not like walking past the staterooms. It does feel awkward. It almost feels like you're violating someone's space. I will say, I thought about this a lot because it was something that was really bothering me. In fact, I even told it to you when we were on the cruise about how I didn't like the layout of the ship. I think I figured out why they did it the way they did it. So as a listener, because of what Nick mentioned, where you really can't walk across from one side of the ship to the other without having to go pass through the staterooms, unless you do the other thing like the top. And the other parts of the ship are kind of off center and different angles as well. My interpretation why they did it like this, I don't know if it is, but my interpretation was they did it for the noise reduction. Because what I noticed is they had live music later on the ship than what I've seen on other ships. Remember, we got the silent disco on the other ones and stuff. This one, they had live music later. And I think it's because of that center kind of like cylinder funnel where they had that space where you actually could look up a few different floors. It kept it contained because when I would go through the corridor, well, as soon as I got like a certain distance and not that far away from that area, I didn't really hear it. So I think they did that good. And at night under the dome, so that on the Star they had that big dome, like a lot of ships have it, but the big dome, and they had EDM festival. That's where we saw our buddy. He was dancing like he was the star of the show. He walked in, literally like 10 people shouted him out. I was like, damn, he's like Ron Burgundy of this cruise. Like, but that place was bumping. But I walk outside it, and the doors even I think had a bit of soundproofing because I didn't hear hardly anything. So I think they did it for the noise reduction. So if you're somebody who goes to bed early on a cruise, I think you could comfortably go to bed early, or even if you stayed up later, you're not going to hear a lot of noise. But it just felt clunky to try to get around, and it really took me like a couple days. Like I was getting lost and turned around. After a couple days, it was all right, but it doesn't free flow. It's definitely not free flowing. Totally agree about the buffet. In fact, I'm a type of cruiser who usually I do the formal dinner, right? Not the formal, like dress up formal, but the
dining.
Yeah, the dining. And this was by far the most I ever ate at a buffet on a cruise, and it was delicious. They had dragon fruit that was cut open and split open. You don't always see that in that. The desserts, the cakes were moist. They had this cobbler. They had bread and they changed. So there were some desserts that was always the same, but then they changed some of the other ones. And I was like, I mean, I came back. I don't even know how much I gained on that trip, but it looked like I was pregnant. Like 'cause I was I mean, it was just so good, and the drinks are good too. They had good drinks, but the food is really good. If you're going on a cruise and one of your main things is to eat, you won't be disappointed with the Princess. It was good food, a lot of variety, even beyond just the buffet. But the grab and go I really liked, and I haven't experienced Virgin yet, so I didn't know. I like that because it gave you flexibility. I'd used it once on a dessert. They actually had like little desserts too in the grab and go. But around the restaurants, like the way they grouped the restaurants was easy and convenient to kind of get around. But when you're there, but to get there, it was kind of awkward. I think the other thing, this is like a little thing, but I did appreciate it. When you sit in the buffet and on the tables, they have the ice pitcher of water right there.
True.
So you can just pour your own water instead of how I was having to get up, or like you get your plates and then you got to go get your drink. They did, and they actually, not every time, but multiple times offered to refill my coffee when I had coffee, it was just nice. So I didn't have to get up a lot. You didn't have to worry about somebody trying to think you're done and take your table or whatever. So that was like a little nicety that I enjoyed. And then I'm trying to think anything else food related on that one.
Pizza.
Oh, pizza was I'll let you talk about that because you discovered it. But the delivery service you mentioned. So one of the things I like, now this isn't going to resonate with everybody. They have a big smoking area. So if you like to, I smoke cigars. I don't smoke cigarettes, but there are people smoking both cigars and cigarettes. Very wide open area. Usually in other cruise lines, like on Royal, you almost have like this little 8x8 big space, big space. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is you got the way they position that smoking area, you can easily see the movie screen or whatever they're showing on that big screen. And they deliver the food, like you said. So it was so good. I got it maybe 3 times on the trip. A burger. And then, people probably like, don't get excited about the burger. It was a damn good burger. And you could do double cheese and they bring it right to you. And then you can do drinks too as well. So like sometimes with the bar, we saw that there were some lines, which obviously happens on any cruise, but sometimes when the lines are bigger, well, heck, circumvent the line, just have them bring me the drink, which was great. So there were definitely some pluses, but the layout was a big negative for me, the way they did the layout of the ship.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Coming to the pizza, They have a pizza specialty dining, and it was outstanding. I went there one time with a vendor. We're gonna talk about that next week, and one time with you last night, and it was really really cool. I wanted you to experience the pizza and the cannoli at the end, which was outstanding. Minestrone soup to start with. I mean, it was really cool. I think there's like 10 different sort of pizza and 2 entree. You have a salad or a minestrone, and then you have a couple of dessert. I mean, the cannoli, you need to do it.
Gosh.
It's big, and it was really, really nice, like tasty. So definitely advise that. I heard from a couple of different colleagues there that they went to the sushi place. It was very good. They went to a couple of different specialty dining. It was good. The one I would not recommend is the butcher one. I went there the first day. It was a miss. It's like a family. How do you call that? Family
dining.
They
kind of pass.
So they pass out, but there was like 5-10 minutes in between each time that they come, and they come at awkward time. Like so. So it was a miss a little bit there, and I heard from different people saying the same thing. But again, you cannot be perfect in everything.
Right.
But all the other one I heard were outstanding. The Irish pub, I really like. I didn't eat, but I know you ate some fried fish. Or
when wasn't I eating on this trip? That's a better question. But yeah, the fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
And the batter. Sometimes you get fish and chips with the fried batter, and it's a little too thick, and it's kind of too greasy. It was light. It was lightly battered, crispy enough, and it was very tasty.
Nice Irish bar pub on a ship. It's really cool. You have like the nice atmosphere, like Irishy, and that was really nice. And then you have like a bands playing at night, so you have like it's a really good touch. So that's outstanding. The pool on the top deck is fine. It's very similar as any kind of pool. So nothing specific to say. The sauna is extremely small. They have the sauna. I was expecting like the spa area. Sorry, not the sauna. The spa area. I was expecting a like bigger one, but actually that's one of the smallest one I saw on sea. So I was kind of surprised for that kind of luxury brands. I mean, premium brand, sorry, but on the highest level with a brand new ship, I was expecting a larger spa area, which was not the case. So that was a little bit surprising. About the stateroom, I found the stateroom were very narrow. So of course, the stateroom are never as big as an hotel on sea, but I felt like we had a basic balcony, but it was very narrow. You come in, I mean, we're 2 big guys, so it was extremely. I mean, we didn't have a lot of wiggle room there. Then you come in, and then you directly have like on the right side the bathroom, which is extremely small as well. And the left side you had like the clothing depart. I mean the clothing, the closet. And then you literally have a sofa on the right and a TV on the left, and then you have the 2 beds on the right, or together if you want one bed. And then the bed was literally almost against the window for the balcony. And then you go out and you have a little balcony. So I felt like the room was smaller than what I used to when I go sailing. But it was clean, of course. It was. I mean, we were the first people who slept in that room. So so that was definitely
carved our name in the ceiling for all the future ones to see.
Room 1222.
Easy one to remember.
So something neat though that I need to share for people who never sailed with Princess, but definitely maybe for some who sailed with Princess a long time ago. So they have something called a medallion. The medallion is something you don't need a card to get in, so you have something around your neck or on your wrist. It's a medallion, and the medallion open the door. The medallion serve for paying if you want a casino, you want to put money on your credit card. It's served for your drink package or any package that you have. You use the medallion. The fun fact is that when you walk towards your room and the room is closed, you don't have to use it because they recognize you coming closer to the room, and the door open itself. And I never have to wait. I said, did I close the door? But then I realized the medallion actually realized that you are closer, and then they allow the door is open. So it's a nice thing. Also on the door, each door have a little like a digital display with the name of the people in that stateroom and the picture, if you have this picture taken in pre-check-in. So you see literally, Nick, Will, and then you see our face. So whoever came at last, you see like Will, open the door or Nick open the door. So it's a nice thing. I mean, some people may have problem because of privacy maybe, but I thought it was pretty cool that each room had the name of the people who are there with their picture. In case you're too drunk, you don't remember, you just look at the name or the face.
Well, that's why I passed the room. Somebody sketched a mustache and beard on mine, like Snively Whiplash, and I meant no, nobody did that. But yeah, but it is cool, and definitely, yeah, it gives you a high tech feel, even though it's kind of like a, it's not overbearing or anything, but it is really cool to see that. And when you think about like sometimes, I don't know, if you're bringing food back to the room or some drinks or towel, whatever, whatever you may be carrying, you buy stuff while you're shopping. It's nice having that thing automatically open the door because you don't have to set everything down. You can just kind of use your elbow and get your way in.
I love it. Also, the nice little gesture that they did. So it was a week after my birthday, so I didn't expect anything at all. And then the second day, we come back, and then on the big window mirror at the entrance, they had like a message with a little emoji: "Happy birthday, Nick! Have a wonderful day at sea." Blah blah blah, with his signature of the guy who is cleaning our room. Yeah. So I thought it was a great gesture. It's simple, but it's memorable, and that's usually what makes a difference. So I really will do like I have no issue at all with the cleaning. I mean, I never saw him. He was just doing his job. I personally never saw him. Yeah,
and he was fast too.
And it was really 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 good. I asked for some more body soap. I come back later, that was done. So I really like when things are done. Timely matter. Same with the bed. The bed was one bed, and we requested a split, of course. And then it was done. You didn't have to ask twice. So again, service was outstanding. I have nothing to say about the service. No, where I had a problem is you mentioned the line. I've been cruising a lot. I never had to wait so much for a drink. They literally have line and people cutting, not because they want to, but they come from the other side of the bar and then they just go there, they squeeze in. It was literally, and I thought they were very slow. Again, that's a new ship. Maybe they have new crew and people who are maybe less experienced, which I would doubt as well. But I tried to find an excuse, but I thought that it was such a long line and long time to get a drink. Normally, within 5 minutes, I have a drink anywhere I go on ships, and larger ship than this one. Here, I felt like the wait was kind of long. So that's something to keep in mind as well. If you are someone who likes to have multi-drink and be on the go all the time, you may have to wait. And we tried different bars, and it was pretty much the same thing all around. So unless you sit down and you can order like you did or like I did a couple of times, it can be annoying. It can be annoying.
I agree. I got to the point where I was ordering 2 drinks at the same time because I didn't want to have to wait again.
That's the thing when you have unlimited drink package, right?
Again, Mike.
Yeah, me too, brother. I mean, I'm still bloated.
Oh yeah.
So a word about the casino, because I know we have a lot of casino people. I like the casino. Is smaller than a lot of other ships that I try, MSC, Royal Caribbean, and others. You will see Virgin as even smaller one though.
Okay.
But this one was beautiful. Of course, it's brand new. Yeah. So everything was like picobello, beautiful. A lot of different slot machine, of course. But you have also the layout on top of the slot machine. Everything is bright. When you're there, you feel like everything is bright. And of course, it's the goal in a casino. Yeah. But I really like that. What I didn't like is no bars. So the casino has no bar. I never experienced that. So they have, of course, waiter who run around, and I had no problem with them. They were great. But they need to go downstairs to pick up the drink. I thought it was completely missed there. You have a brand new ship. You have a casino. I mean, not the biggest I saw, but not the smallest neither.
It was packed.
But it was packed all the time. And you don't have a bar, I thought it was mind-blowing. You have a two section, so you have the main section is always the smoking one, and then you have one section who is non-smoking, but that one doesn't have any table cards, so they only have slots. Just so you know, if you are someone who loves to play card games, but you refuse to be around smokers, you may have a problem. Even though I didn't feel like it was overwhelming, the smoke, I don't like the smoke neither. I didn't feel like it was very smoky, but we maybe have been lucky with the sailing we did. But
yeah, it could very well be luck, or they just have really good ventilation because again, it's a new ship. So, but yeah, you're right. That part was definitely a miss, but did like I like the reward program, like with the amount of points. I mean, thank goodness, because they certainly
you go faster,
help fund it. But yeah, you get a lot of accumulation in points, and so really like how liberal they were with their point allocation. What I didn't like, and I don't think you liked either, was if you're playing table games. So Nick and I play a variety, but table games, like the more common one is blackjack, but we play Hold'em on the table. And they cut off at midnight, I guess the night before, the midnight of the arrival, or the day before, of any more point calculations from the table to count for that cruise, because depending on how many points you get on that cruise, they give you different offers, right? So, and you don't know how many points unless you ask. So you know the slots, the points you get. You can easily check that. You have to ask. Then they cut it off at midnight, and then you don't know how many points you actually ended up with the tables until noon the next day. And I know, like, you were like, well, if I knew I was within so many points, maybe I would have bet differently to get it. So that part was a little bit of a miss, and it may be more common with the other cruise lines. But I just felt like, you had a lot of questions about things that really shouldn't have to ask for.
So basically, in summary of what Will just said, you play slots, no problem. You get the point like any other cruise line directly. For the table, you cannot ask your point until the day after. So it means that, and you cannot play the last day, doesn't count. They said it counts, for it doesn't count. I ask again. So the last day count for nothing, just for you to make money. There's no point allocated the last day. So it means that the day before, that's the last day you can go for the point, and they cannot tell you how many points you have the whole day until midnight. And after midnight, they need the processing to happen. So you're not gonna get the points. So it means that I was completely in the dark. So I had a certain number of points for interior room and some free play, but I wanted a balcony, and I need to reach the next level. There's no way for me to know. So it's just a guess. Okay, I'm stopping now. I hope that I have enough points the day before, the day after. Well, you have that amount of points. You miss 1,000 points to get to a balcony. Well, they're losing money. Because if I knew that, I would have played more to get it. You had a very high number. Maybe you would have go a little bit more to get free premium package that you didn't get because you were just 2,000-3,000 under that. So again, for casino player, and we know we have a lot of them listening to us. That's a big miss. They should be able to tell you at all time how many points you have, because people are playing the last day or the day before last now. In order to get whatever level they want to get for the next cruise. So I think that's a miss.
Yeah.
But But yeah. Sure. And the last point is about what are you gonna say? Like activities on board.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah. So activity on board, I have to be honest, I didn't do a lot of them. I know you've been to more of them yourself, but I saw comedy show, and actually the comedy show, it's kind of a lot bigger, the comedy show place, than other cruise line. The problem is that there's no door, so it's wide open, and the microphone was super loud, so we could hear from the restaurant in front and from the sideway. So when you pass there, you hear it. So your point about the noise is totally valid for everything, but I think for that area in the ship,
not so much.
You could hear from that the guy screaming while talking. So the microphone was too high, or something else. But it was you cannot close the doors of the comedy show, and I thought that was a miss. For the rest, I'll let you speak because you've been to a couple of more than I did.
Yeah, you were doing the right thing and working a little bit more, where I was doing a little bit more of traipsing around. I will say, it seemed to me there were far more onboard activities than what I remember in other cruise lines. They definitely had a lot of things, from the comedy show to regular shows, the game shows, just a ton of different things. So I can't imagine somebody not finding something that they would like. But the way I would summarize their activities, and certainly that pickleball, and they had different tournaments. They always do, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, what comes to mind when I think about the onboard activities with the Star was quantity, not quality. So there was one show, I didn't write down the name of the show, I can't remember it, but visually, I remember sitting in the theater looking at this show and being like, this is one of the most visually impactful shows I've seen, in terms of the way they did the choreography, the dancing, the lights, the background screen. I mean, if there was a mute button, I would have pressed the mute button and just watched it, because the singers, I mean, don't get me wrong, I cannot sing at all, but I'm just literally wowed by the visual aspect of whoever was the choreographer director of that. I mean, kudos, because it was impressive. But then the two main singers, I'm like, they try to hit a couple notes, and I'm like, and I felt that way about the game shows. I like doing the game show stuff, and I don't participate usually, but I like.
It's like which one? Deal or No Deal or something?
They had all these different ones. Well, not like traditional. They're like made up different game shows that they do. But I was just kind of like it just felt lacking. You ever know, like when you watch a movie and you're like, oh, this movie's really good, and then the landing doesn't really stick, and you're like, oh, it could have been so much better. That's kind of how I felt about the activities I took a part in. They were good. You had a lot of variety. I just felt like, oh, it could have been a little bit better. Just tweak it a bit. But yeah. I mean, it's a personal preference.
I think I know what you're saying about the. I didn't go to any acts, but during the conference, they usually start with a little 5-10 minute sneak peek of the show, when they bring people, and so people motivate people at the conference to go at night, see them. And I felt the same way. Everything around was beautifully done, the choreography and everything. But the two lead singer, definitely one of the two, he could not sing. And I was like, am I hearing that? And I literally asked the person next to me, I'm like, is it me? And she said, nope, that's actually true. That's not good. Yeah. And then I asked her husband. Husband said, oh, what is that? Beautiful visual. So I can relate to that. Maybe other loves it, but I mean, we can keep talking, but I think it's a good summary about the new Princess Star. So again, if you are willing to experience it yourself and want to do it, feel free to contact Nick Morna and Associates with Dream Vacation. We're more than happy to give you a little bit more information if needed, and also like a quote and itinerary that they're doing. So
I think it was okay. It was okay. Yeah. But that'll do it for this episode. So hey, we talk real talk here on Two for the Win. We don't sugarcoat anything. We tell it like how we see it, and there you have it on the Princess Star. Good. Not great. All right, so that'll wrap it for today's episode. Please be sure you share, subscribe, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. And please check out for your next dream vacation. If you want to become a reality, please call Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations. We will see you next Wanderlust Wednesday winners. Whoa, we will see you next Wanderlust Wednesday winners. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Bye, winners.